If your sales demo starts with, "Let me share my screen," you've already surrendered. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Thoughtful Beard, your home for insights, ideas, and a scally cap. I'm Justin, and today we're talking about running a demo that collaborates on the customer's problem and uses your product as the tool, not the hero. Most demos try to sell a solution before the buyer agrees on the problem and the cost of leaving it unsolved. That's why you hear, "Nice tour, send me the deck." No urgency, no next step. We're doing the opposite, a problem-first demo. We co-author a simple problem statement, then use the smallest slice of the product to prove we can move the number that matters. Let's get into it. First, let's look at the formula for defining the problem statement. For role, job to be done is hindered by observable friction, causing quantified impact within constraint. We'll know we solved it when the value metric moves from current to target by when. Now, what does that actually sound like in practice? Well, for account managers, repeat orders are stuck in email and phone, eating hours and creating mistakes within a nightly SAP price, credit, and sync. We'll know we fixed it when 80% of reorders are self-service and "Where's my order" tickets drop below 4% in 90 days. If you can't fill those blanks with your buyer, you're not ready to show screens. Okay, so now that we've anchored everyone on the problem, let's build a meeting to solve it. We need to make the plan for the meeting practical, start to finish. To do that, we need to co-define the problem, prove impact quickly, show just enough product, and earn the next commitment. 10 minutes of prep beats 60 minutes of click-through. Bring a 3x3x3 that you filled out before the meeting and show it briefly when needed as assumptions you want to disprove. You want to list 3 outcomes that I think you want, 3 facts that I saw, and 3 hypotheses to test. Have your values in gray because they're just assumptions. Only ink them in black when they're confirmed as true or valid by the audience. So now that you're ready for the meeting, let's start it. Spend a minute introducing yourself and thanking everyone for their time. No slides should be showing at this point. After you introduce yourself at the outset, run a round robin that surfaces value drivers fast. Tell them, let's take a minute and go around the room. Please introduce yourself, give your title, and your go live headline. The 1-sentence internal headline you'd love to send to your team 90 days after launch with us. If they stall, briefly flash your 3x3x3 slide and offer multiple choice from the outcomes. If it helps, pick a bucket, speed, adoption, or visibility. We'll tune the headlines from there. After you go around the room, get consent for a problem-first flow. Here's the plan. We'll pressure test those headlines, quantify impact, and only then show the minimum product to prove it. If I start drifting into feature land, pull me back. Sound good? At this point, if it's a cold room audience, meaning they're newly being introduced to your company or product, you can optionally show 1 or 2 quick slides focusing on the outcomes your company or product deliver to the market and other clients like them. Now, it's time for action. In the meeting, run this tight loop twice. First, the problem. In your words, what breaks today? Second, impact. Who feels it? The sales, ops, finance, support, What does it cost in time, dollars, or risk? Third, evidence. Can we peek at an example order, a quote, a support ticket, an invoice? Run through that twice. The first pass gets the story straight. The second pass solidifies the stakes. Now get agreement. If we cut this value by half, is that a win? You're building a case for change, not a tour. When you get a clear yes at step 4, you've earned the right to show the product. So now after you've gotten agreement on the problem, it's time to lay out the problem canvas and co-fill it out together. I'll have a link to a blank problem canvas for you to use linked in the description below. But the canvas is comprised of 6 key elements in their own boxes. First is the persona or role. Who feels the problem? Second is the job to be done. The job, not the tool. Third are the symptoms. What are the signals that it's failing? Fourth are the constraints. These are the guardrails that make your outcomes credible. Fifth is the desired outcome, measurable and time-bound. And sixth is the value metric. What unit will we move? Fill out each box, initially in gray, until they confirm and finalize it. Say, I'll keep items in gray until you confirm. Let's solve one problem today, 2 max, and ignore the rest. At this point, if you're thinking, what about objections and all the ways that this can go off script? Good. In the next episode, we'll handle the most common pushbacks, the red flags that say, not ready, and what to do when the demo fights back. But now, it's time for the moment everyone has been waiting for. It's time for the show. Here's where you use the BBA method, which stands for before, bridge, after. The before phase is 30 to 45 seconds of recap to set the demo context, using their words without being critical of their process. Something like, today, a repeat order looks like email, manual entry, price check, confirm, status ping. That's around 5 minutes and 12% where is my order queries based on the numbers you stated earlier. The bridge is the actual demonstration of the minimum viable path in your product that removes the friction. No detours. Now, depending on the problem you're trying to solve, you might even want to display an on-screen timer to show how quickly it can be solved. For example, you start the timer and then say, watch how I reorder. I paste in my SKU, the contract pricing updates, availability updates in real time, and I place my order. And you stop the timer. The after closes the loop with measurement, not adjectives. Not see how fast the ordering process is. Rather, the entire reorder process took 67 seconds, completely self-service. The status of the order is available in the portal, and the buyer received an email notification at the time of the order and any subsequent milestone updates. Then you sum up the impact of what you just demonstrated based on the data you captured on the problem canvas. Today, you estimated you spend roughly 5 minutes on each manual reorder, and they're an average of 3,000 reorders a month. That's 250 hours. With a goal of 80% self-service, that's 200 hours a month, and at $60 an hour fully loaded, that's $12,000 a month in value realized, and we haven't even calculated the savings and where is my order tickets. That's your headline realized in one scenario. Now, a couple quick BBA pitfalls to avoid. First, too much before. It feels accusatory. Keep it factual and brief. 2 is wandering bridge. Keep on path, no detours, no feature tours. And 3 is hand wavy afters. Always show or emphasize a number, even if it's directional, and how you'll observe it. whether that's a dashboard, a report, SLA, etc. At this point, you should be conveying two critical messages to the audience. First is that we understand the relationship between problems and value. And second, we can get you where you need to be and prove it with numbers. Whether you solve one problem or 10 is not important. The goal is that you've shown them, not just told them, that problem-first value delivery is how you operate. You've laid the groundwork for them to come back over and over with new problems and get successful results. Ideally, this is also the point where you would come prepared with 2 or 3 relevant case studies that offer additional proof without taking a victory lap. By the way, you'll be interested to know that customer A was able to reduce average quote times from 18 minutes down to 2 minutes with guardrails and increased margins by 1.7 points within 180 days of implementing our platform. And distributor B cut 60% of where is my order inquiries within 75 days. And the final nail in the coffin is to identify a few anticipated risks and their countermeasures. Credibility will go up when you name risks before they do. As I mentioned earlier, we'll go into greater depth on all the things that can possibly go sideways during this meeting in our next video. But I do want to address a common, almost sure to occur scenario. When somebody interrupts the demo to ask, do you support X? Don't let it break the momentum. First, anchor it to outcome. Counter with, what breaks without X? Second, offer the smallest valid path. Here's how we achieve that outcome today. And then third, depth or parking lot. If they continue to discuss it, give them the option. Would you like me to go deeper now? I can give you 2 minutes on that, or we can add it to the parking lot for a future conversation. The above approach respects curiosity, protects focus, and recognizes that features and outcomes are not always the same thing. And now, it's time to close the meeting with a choice that moves the deal forward. Give them path A, which will appeal to prospects that see it's a high fit. Let's co-draft a 1-page decision memo. Problem, impact, required capabilities, value metric, and a small pilot plan. Or path B, which will appeal to prospects that still need more proof. Let's run a 14-day focus pilot to hit one metric, no boil in the ocean. Then ask, which path gets you to go live headline fastest? Silence is okay, let them choose. So as we wrap up today's video, let me end with 5 common pitfalls to avoid when giving product demos. First is the clickathon. Long feature tours without context. Second is feature FOMO, showing everything just in case. Third is demo drift, letting curiosity pull you off the agreed problems. Fourth is uninstrumented after, telling them that it's better or faster without a metric. And fifth is no next step, ending on vibes, not commitments. Today, we built demos around problems, not features. Next time, we'll focus on how to handle the just show me the product, feature matrices, missing stakeholders, and stalled agreements with specific rescue lines and meeting moves. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss it. Until next time, this is Justin from The Thoughtful Beard, your home for insights, ideas, and a scally cap, reminding you to define the problem together, prove you can move the number, show only what's necessary, and then earn the next commitment. See you in the next video.